Hello everyone. Blessings to you and your family. Always ensure that when you're in public, be aware of what you speak about because you may not know who is listening and who will use the information that you divulge against you. It's alleged that Mr. Gregory Douglas, 72-year-old, who is also a licensed firearm holder and the farmer of Louis Store St. Mary, went to National Commercial Bank Port Maria and purchased a manager's check and exited the bank with an envelope in his hand. He then drove to Highgate, his home. Upon exiting his vehicle, he noticed two men running towards him, which he never recognized. And he noticed they were calling out to him by his name. However, he never recognized them. He ran upstairs to the upper part of his house and told his wife to lock the door. His wife Marlene Douglas rushed to the door and locked it. The men attempt to kick down the door. Mr. Douglas, the holder of a firearm, discharged 2 rounds in the air through an open window and the men ran. Kenneth, a businessman and an ex-district constable of Belfield St. Mary, who operated a business at Louis Store Square, was outside his shop when he heard the explosions. He looked up and saw 2 men running from Douglas' house and was running towards him. He, not thinking anything of it or thinking that they are robbers, inquired if they were okay and what is going on. They immediately opened gunfire on him. Kenneth, the holder of a licensed firearm, returned the fire and one of the men was hit. The criminal fell to the ground and his firearm fell from his hand. It was retrieved and found to be a 9mm pistol. The other gunman continued running. However, the criminal that ran away returned to the scene like he was a bystander and was quickly recognized and pointed out to the police as they realized that he was the one that ran away.
No. One over the bush over something, you know. All the police are coming. If you know it's on my private vehicle, take it serious. Yeah, my uniform. I see mash up one on the road. Yes.
Boy, mash up one on the road, you know.
No, man, no, on the phone.
I'll tell everything. You think a little thing gonna go on with boy, yeah? You think a little about thing gonna go on with boy, yeah? Eh?
A long time on
eh?
Get the right gears and come. Sawa. Phone he mash it up, he make a call for it and mash it up after. Actually, big man up there, so. You think Sawa going to help you? You think Sawa?
Chipping item, Sawa. You say chipping item, you know. More you go down there and bush and get shot, you know. So how you drive come here? Where Kingfish there?
A full car, a full Kingfish. A floppy Kingfish. Yeah.
How much town? How much town? The next one then.
What I bush.
You see how barefaced these criminals are? Because it's something that them do all the time. And a lot of crime scenes, you know. The same criminals that did the crime come stand there and a ball to and say, oh no, da. As if they weren't a part of the crime because they want to see what's going to happen, what's been done, if anybody say anything or if anybody call any name. So because they get used to doing that and get where him say, sure, I go back and see what I go on and see if I can hear if them suspect me too or whatever. So he come back on the scene, change out half him clothes and everything and come back on the scene, standing up like him a bystander. Brighty? His name is Evan Edwards, 28 years old, painter of Whitehall District, Islington, St. Mary. And the injured gunman on the ground is Alwyn Edwards, O.C. Bulu, 39-year-old Mason of Sport Road, Islington. Both are brothers. These brothers are suspected to have allegedly created a few duppies, done many robberies and crime in and around areas of St. Mary. But with no strong evidence and witnesses, they are able to continue a string of criminalities in and around the area. The one shot and was on the ground, Alwyn, when the crowd gathered, he was singing, he was calling everybody name involved. He told them the Kingfish vehicle they drove to the crime, him brother drive it gone and it belonged to Flappy. He was singing while asking the police for mercy. So I tell you anything, I tell you everything, sir. Can you believe these guys are brothers and grew up in that community? They know the people in the community, you know, and them turn around and robbing them. And worse. Can you imagine what they would have done to Mr. Douglas and if they were able to rob them? You think they would have mercy on Mr. Douglas and his wife when they robbed them? Trust and believe the news would be very different today. And these are long-standing elders in the community that should be respected and looked out for. As I always say, it's not the strangers should be your greatest fear. It's the people around you who know you and who know you and who they know. Because once they know you, they're definitely going to kill you. A stranger, you might have stand a chance of getting because you don't really know each other. That's a random thing or a set-up thing. But once you know them and them know you, or sometimes them know you, you don't really focus on them, you know. And some kind just live in their community, but for them, job just to watch everybody, so them know everybody. And some of them are the danger. You see all the one injured on the ground, Alwyn? He was recently released from jail. He was locked up for a long time for murder, but because of lack of evidence and witnesses, he was released recently. I guess he thought he had wings now. He can do anything because guess what happened? There is no penalty to pay. He can just do anything and make sure so them not leave no witness. So I think it's safe to say thank God for saving this elderly couple. Mr. and Mistress Douglas. Always remember, our God say, not what man say. He has a higher purpose for them. I have relatives that went to school with these brothers and they were good at sports. And them have them trade. If they just follow through on the sports and just keep at their trade, they would be so much better off. They didn't have to resort to this lifestyle. But you see, when you're just worthless, you're just worthless. These kind of criminals start from a long time, you know. They do one thing and get to them, the two thing and get to them, the three thing and get to them, and things. Say, no man, this is the lifestyle. And them just continue to do it. But me always want to know, there comes a day, the day when it seemed like it was the easiest, become the hardest, when you lose back on your life for all the criminalities that you not gotten away with before. Another thing, I would ask Mr. Douglas to look at, and even the police, some form of information leaked somewhere that Mr. Douglas was going to handle money at the bank, but he took a manager's check instead. But they don't know that. They might have think he collected the money or was going to pay whoever with the money, but instead he took a manager's check to give the person. So they need to check who the transaction was with, or who in the circle would have known, or who you would have told. Because I guess they think they are coming for cash. So Mr. Douglas definitely need to know and check in memory or so on who knew he was going to the bank to deal with certain amount of monies. Can't even trust your shadow these days. as your shadow sometimes leave you in the dark. So always remember, be careful of the listeners and the observers and your friends and family, because sometimes they are the most dangerous to you than even strangers. Anyway guys, please remember to like, comment and subscribe to my platform please. Love you all. Bye for now.